What's up, everybody? This is Corey, Operation Overhaul. Today we're working on an Acura TL with a 3.7 2009, and we're going to be doing the alternator replacement, which is down in there, so stay tuned. This customer contacted me and stated that he thought that the alternator had failed and he wanted me to replace it. Before doing anything repair-wise, I did verify that the alternator was bad. Once this was diagnosed as the culprit, I quoted him for parts and labor and got the approval to do the repair. These alternators are not difficult to remove as they are up on the top of the engine, but a few things do need to be removed prior to unbolting it and sliding it out of the way. As always, when dealing with a component that can potentially cause positive to negative contact, disconnect the battery as a precaution. I will admit I have caused a few arc marks on some tools due to forgetting this step. As I was stating, we need to remove a few things such as the overflow tank, the right fan assembly, the splash shield under the car, the belt, and the tensioner pulley, but not the entire tensioner. I did remove the AC compressor connector so the wiring harness could be folded out of the way as well, as you will see later in the video. I would say one of the most aggravating parts of the removal was the belt due to the tensioner location. It was close to the AC lines, and moving it far enough to take the belt off without contacting the engine mount was awkward. A ratcheting belt tool would make it easier if you had one. Once you have the belt off, I always check for cracks, tears, or any missing pieces. The reason for the undershield removal is for access to the lower bolts and connector for the fan. You do not need to remove the shield completely, but enough just to access it. Do not remove the bolts all the way, as the lower part of the fan has open slots to keep you from having to remove them all the way, and it aids in lining it up during installation. With the fan out, you can see the hole where the connector hold down clip goes, and there will be a hose clamp as well. A pick was my best friend on the hose clamp portion. The pulley was moved because Honda and Acura had to put one of the mounting bolts for the alternator behind it. The tensioner was fairly new and had good tension on it, so it was a little hard to hold it while removing the bolt. I almost forgot to mention that the bolt for the tensioner is a reverse thread, so this means that you need to turn it left to tighten it back up. When I was removing the alternator, I had to wiggle it around a little bit to get it around some of the lines, and the dipstick is a little close to it, so you can take that out if you would like to. After the old alternator is out, there's a slide pin that helps keep it in place that needs to be moved back. Just use a small hammer to move it before putting the new one in place. This will need to be moved most of the time, as most alternators vary in thickness. It will move where you need it to be once you tighten the new one down. Once you reach this part, you're ready for installation. It's just basically just the reversal of what you performed to remove everything. There's one tip that I would like to share with you. Do not over tighten the fan bolts on these Hondas, as they will break the plastic brackets for the square nuts, and you will not get the bolts out to tighten them down, or it will not come back out easily. So I'm sitting in the Acura now. I just installed the alternator about 30 minutes ago. The car's been running for about 30 minutes and there's no battery light on or any of that. So it seems like everything's running good. I'm going to test drive it down the road one time and bring it back and check it. But if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, have a good day.